National Highways, page 15.8 to Indian Geography T. H. Surendra Singh. Then Geography T. H. Surendra Singh Pretty Old Dark Hand, page 287. Million Cities of India Geography notes cities in India and their industry. E.G. Firosa Bad Glass cities situated on river banks. Refer to H. Guide for tables to be pasted. Important works of Geographer 1. Iliad, Odyssey, Homer 2. G's Periodo's description of the Earth Hecate used 3. Ecumen there Atosthenes. 4. Geographic Strabo 5. Almagestors and Texas on astronomy. The outline of geography consisted of graticule for place location Ptolemy. 6. Historia Naturalis Pliny 7. Geographic Pomponius Mela 8. A Book of Roots and Realms IBN Uical 9. Kita Olishkal Al Galki 10. Kita Barak Alderhab Kita Bal Tempway Al Ishraf Kita Bar Al Zaman and Kita Balavik Al Masudi 11. Kita Al Hein Balkan Al Masudi Targal Hein Kita Bal Jamak Irahal Al Badia Kita Bal Sagna Rasha Kat Al Hein Hal Bite Running 12. Amusement for him who desires to travel around the world. Rogers book All I Visit 13. Al-Raila IBN 2 to 14. Muqaddimah Introduction to World History IBN Kultun 15. Panch Siddhantika Theramitharaj 16. Siddhant Twain Vivek Kamakar 17. Introduction to Universal Geography Fuvarius 18. Geography delineated 4 in 2 books. Nathaniel Carpenter 19. Histoire Naturelle Compendium about Earth and Living Things Cone de Buffon 20. Geographile Generalis Varani used 21. Description Regni Lahani Idet Siam Varani use. Ghanshyam Thori Geography Notes 68. 22. Critique of Pure Reason. Critique of Judgment and Anthropology from Pragmatic Point of View. Immanuel Kant 23. Ankandon Immanuel Kant 24. General Natural History and Theory of Heavens. Immanuel Kant 25. Cosmos and Relation. Historic Humboldt 26. E.R.V. Kund 6 Maps of Europe. Essays on Methodology. Europe. A Geographical, Historical and Statistical Painting. Carl Ritter 27. Anthropogeography. Political Geography. Friedrich Ratzel 28. Das Auslandhedder and Geschichte der E.R.V. Kund. Oscar Pesco 29. Travel in the Colombian Andes. Geography. Its history, character and methods. A Geography of Man. Transport Geography. Economic Geography. Alfred Hettner 30. Foundations of Regional Geography. Hettner 31. Principles de Geography Humane Vital Blocks 32. Geography Humane. Essay Declassification Positive Gene Brute 33. La Terra Elise Recluse 34. Les Sciences Geographiques Camille Valles 35. Problems de Geography Humane Albert Mansion 36. American History and its Geographical Conditions. Influences of Geographical Environment. Ellen Semple 37. The Pulse of Asia, Civilization and Climate. Principles of Human Geography. Huntington 38. The Geography of the Central Andes. Isaiah Bowman 39. Morphology of the Landscape. Carl O. Sauer 40. Physiography. Roland D. Salisbury 41. Heartland Theory, Britain and the British Seas and Democratic Ideals and Reality. Mackinder 42. The Geographical Pivot of History. Mackinder 43. America's Strategy in World's Politics. Geography of the Peace. Nicholas Spykman 44. Geographic Perspective on Urban Systems. B.J.L. Berry 45. The Quantitative Revolution and Theoretical Geography in Britain 46. The Makers of Modern Geography. R.E. Dickinson 47. Models in Human Geography, Locational Analysis in Human Geography and Frontiers of Geographical Teaching. Hagget and Chorley 48. Geography, the Modern Synthesis. Hagget 49. Handbook of Commercial Geography. Chisholm 50. Cities in Evolution. Patrick Geddes 51. History of Civilization of England. Buckle 52. Geographical Introduction to History. Lucien Febvre 53. Tableau de la Géographie de la France. Bloch 54. The Handbook of Physical Geography. Guiding Principles of General Political Geography. 8. Suppen German 55. Trait D. Geography K. Physique D. Martinet 56. Atlas D. France Margaret and D. Martinet 57. Geography Made Easy American Universal Geography Jedidiah Morse Ghanshyam Thori Geography Notes 69. The American Geography 58. Nature of Geography Hartshorn 59. Perspectives on the Nature of Geography Hartshorn 60. The Decision Process in Spatial Context Julian Wolpert 61. Regional Geography of India R.L. Singh 62. The Geography of Puranas S. M. Barley 63. The Nature of Cities Harris and Ullman 64. Explanations in Geography the Social Justice and the City David Harvey 65. All Possible Worlds Preston. E. James 66. The Structure of Scientific Revolution Thomas Kuhn 67. The Economics of Location August Blanche 68. Limits to Growth Dennis Meadows 69. The City in History Lewis Mumford 70. Spatial Organization of Society Farnborough 71. Base Some Aspects of Medical Geography the Asia L.D. Stamp 72. The Development of Social Physics John Q. Stewart 73. Intervening Oppurtunities S. Alfred 74. The Isolated State von Thunen 75. Space and Place in Human Geography Yi-Fu Tuan 76. The Spirit and Purpose of Geography S. Woolridge Famous Quotations 1. Geography is concerned to provide accurate, orderly and rational description and interpretation of the variable character of Earth's surface. Hartshorn. 2. Man is the product of the Earth's surface. Ellen Semple 3. Man is a geographical agent and not the least. Lucien Febvre 4. There are no necessities but everywhere possibilities. Lucien Febvre 5. Mutually coordinated and not subordinated in space, on Possibilism Hettner 6. Climatic influences are persistent, often obdurate in their control Semple 7. Routes through which people have migrated have impressed upon their social characteristics Mullins 8. Supreme achievements of civilization were bounded by climate Huntington 9. Everywhere man contributes in inverting the physiognomy of Earth Burton 10. Geography is the mirror and reveals essence of human existence and striving Yi-Fu Tuan 11. Humanism is a conviction that men and women can best improve their lives by thinking and acting for themselves and especially by exercising their capacity for reason. Ralph 12. We should study the Earth as if we were sitting in a balloon and looking down upon it. Burton Contributions of Greeks 1. Homer, father of geography in Greek period. Rhodolia and Odyssey. Believe Earth to be a circular floor surrounded by oceans on all sides. Boris and Ursi, notice S. Zeltherus W. Wines. Thales 624-548 BC 6 Geometric Theorems. Earth disk floating in water. Water essence of all matter. Reported magnetism of a lodestone. 3. Anaximander Disciple of Thales. Introduction of Nomon, today called sundial. First to draw a map of the world to scale with Greece at center. Thales. Ghanshyam Thori Geography Notes 70. And Anaximander founded mathematical geography. 4. Democritus introduced a theory of origin of universe based on atoms in the void. 5. Pythagoras rotation of Earth on its axis. 6. Hagget originated literary tradition in geography. First writer in Greek prose. Wrote G's Periodos. Laid the foundation of regional geography. 7. Herodotus opposed Hagget. First great historian. All mud causes delta and winds blown from colder places to warmer places. Regarded Caspian Sea as an inland sea. Considered Earth as circular plate in water. First to draw a meridian on the world map. First to divide the world into 3 land masses, Europe, Asia and Libya 8. Plato 428-348 BC, master of deductive reasoning. First to announce the concept of round earth located in the center of the universe with celestial bodies revolving around it. 9. Aristotle 384-322 BC, master of inductive thought. Accepted Plato's concept of spherical earth and sought explanation for it. Eclipse, pole star. Interested in mathematical geography. 10. Alexander studied with Aristotle for only 3 years. 11. Theophrantus' special interest was in meteorology. 12. Eratosthenes 276 to 190 for BC, father of geography, and coined the term geography. Calculation of the circumference of the earth. Rho Ecumen, in which he accepted to torrid zone, to temperate and to frigid zones. He improved on Aristotle by giving mathematical boundaries to these zones. 13. Polybius interested mainly in physical geography. 14. Hipparchus succeeded Eratosthenes as chief librarian. First to divide a circle into 360 degrees. Define grip of latitude and longitude. Pointed equator as a great circle and longitude 2. Rested with the problem of showing curved surface area on a flat surface. Designed orthographic and stereographic projections. Invented astrolabe to determine latitude using pole star. Discovered the precision of the equinoxes. 15. Posidonius refuted the idea that equator region was uninhabitable. Wrote a book, The Ocean, and was considered an authority on oceanography. Roman geographer 1. Strabo 64 BC 2080. Most of the earlier scholars' works disappeared. Defended Homer's work and discarded Herodotus. First correct explanation of Nile's flood. 8 books on Europe, 6 books on Asia, and 1 on Africa. Considered Earth as oblong. Interested in political geography. He divided geography into physical, mathematical, political, and historical. He was basically a regional geographer. 2. Ptolemy 90 to 168 AD, mathematical geographer and astronomer. Earth was a sphere that remained stationary in the center while the celestial bodies moved around it remained accepted till 17th century Copernicus. Far ahead in math projections and map improvements. Considered Indian Ocean to be enclosed on the south by unknown land, terra incognita. First to draw Bay of Bengal and Volga RHA on his map. The equatorial lands was considered uninhabitable. 3. Pompony used Mela, very flues of Silax, shores of Mediterranean, and very flues of Aryan. Ghanshyam Thori Geography Notes. 71. Black Sea Guidelines to Ship Captains. Widely quoted in works of Pliny the Elder. 4. Marcus Tarrant used Era Compendium of Geography that delved with a theory of culture. Food form virgin earth pastoralism, agriculture, contemporary culture. 5. Pliny wrote Historia Naturalis 6. Solid News General Geographical Account of the World. Contribution of Arabs 1. Ibn Hawkal 943 to 978 AD traveled extensively in last 30 years. Noted people in considerable numbers in equatorial regions. A book of routes and realms. Said that the Caspian is not connected to the Northern Sea by channel. 2. Al-Ghalqi First Climatic Atlas of the World. Kitab al-Ashbal 3. Al-Masudi Monsoon Description. Describe evaporation and condensation. Kitab Barak al-Durhab. Kitab al-Tanway al-Ishraq. Kitab Akhbar al-Zaman and Kitab al-Azat. Divided the world into 7 regions based on languages. 4. Al-Makdisi division of the world into 14 climatic regions. Notice that meridians also affect climate. Southern hemisphere was open ocean 5. By Runny 973 to 1039 AD. Kitab al-Hind Geography of India, in which he described significance of rounded stone. Tides caused by moons. Towards the South Pole night ceases to exist. Himalaya source of perennial river 6. Ibn Sina Abbots and knowledge of landforms, mountain streams cutting down the valley in Central Asia. Mountains are raised and immediately exposed to erosional process. Fossils, nature efforts to create life ending in failure 7. Al-Idris et al-Yarmo extensive correction of erroneous ideas handed down from Ptolemy corrects idea of enclosed Indian Ocean and Caspian Sea as Gulf. Position of Danube, Niger correction of several mountain ranges 8. Ibn Battuta confirmed Ibn Hawkal that equatorial region was habitable. Served Mongol emperor at Delhi. Visited China, Ceylon, Sumatra, Maldives. Covered 75,000 miles, the world record. Describe the house types and building materials in deserts. 9. Ibn Khaldun emphasized and wrote unmanned environment relationship. Repeated the mistake of uninhabitable equatorial zone. 10. Contribution of Indian Geographer 1. The first reference to Bhopal in Indian literature is found in Thori of Siddhanta, and in the Pal-Purana distinction has been Contribution of Indian Geographer 1. The first reference to Bhopal in Indian literature is found in Thori of Siddhanta, and in the Pal-Purana distinction has been made between Bhopal geography, Kapal the space science, and Yayati Shastra. 2. The ancient Indian literature has a reference of 7 Dvipas or continents. The southern Dvipa was named Jambu. The Meru Pamir not lying in the center of the Jambu was heaven. River Siddhawan Code lies on the eastern side of Meru. Other Dvipas were Kosu Dvipa, Iran, Arabia, Plaska Dvipa, Mediterranean, Pushkara Dvipa, Russia, east of Urals, Granka Dvipa area above Black Sea, Sagkat Dvipa, Thailand, Vietnam, and Indonesia, and Selmali Dvipa. Ghanshyam Thori Geography Notes 72. 3. The spherical shape of the Earth was visualized by the Acharya Brahmana, who stated that the sun neither sets nor rises. Dots shown to latitudes and descent or longitude were known. 4. Vasanta spring, Prohurit rainy seasons, Sarant autumn, and Hemanta severe winter. The chapters of geography in Puranas have been called Bhuvankosh. Pre-modern period 1. Cluverius, German geographer, 17th century. Wrote Introduction to Universal Geography. Emphasized and wrote on regional geographic. 2. Varani Hughes or Bernhard Harris, 1622 to 1650. German. Wrote Geographia Generalis. Laid down the foundation of the dichotomy of systematic versus regional geography. Divided general or systematic geography into absolute terrestrial relative planetary Earth relationship with other parts and the comparative location, navigation parts. Advocated highest temperatures in tropics rather than equator. Believed in heliocentric concept of Copernicus, Kepler and Galileo. 3. J.R. Forster and J. G. Forster father and son in that order. Accompanied Captain Cook on his voyage. Visited Vladivostok on invitation of the Russian government. Their method of working has been often named comparative method. 4. Immanuel Kant 1724 to 1804 German. Professor of geography at the University of Königsberg. Gave philosophical dimension to geography. Gave logical classification similar origin and physical classification same time. Physical classification gives the basis for geography and history. Identified physical geography as including not only natural features but also man. World as perceived by inner senses his soul and by other senses his nature. Laid down the foundation of exceptionalism in geography, i.e. geography and history are methodologically distinct from other sciences. Said that generalization in the form of laws is useless in geography and regarded it as Idiographic. Geography was chronological and history, chronological. 5. Alexander von Humboldt 1769 to 1859-80. Father of modern geography. Coined the term cosmography and divided it into uranography, astronomy, geography, physical feature and concept of whole visualized Earth as inseparable whole. Affect of altitude, temperature variation at same latitude with distance from sun. Map showing isotherms invention concept of continentality. Coined the term permafrost extensive studies of Ecuador and volcanoes. Concluded that graphite, gneiss are of volcanic origin. Description of vertical zones of Andes, Humboldt or Peruvian current. Exact longitude calculation for climate. Established correlation between forest and rainfall. Lake Valanica in Venezuela was shrinking due to deforestation. Explored Orinoco and established its connection with Amazon. Explored virgin lands of Siberia. In his relation historic he laid down the foundation of plant geography. Divided regions of Latin America into botanical provinces. His Cosmos talked about universe and geographical thought since Egyptians. Believed in empirical, comparative and inductive method. 6. Carl Ritter 1779 to 1859-80 was a teleologist. Gave the concept of unity in diversity. Stressed on land and water hemispheres. Distinction between the rates of cooling of land and Ghanshyam Thori Geography Notes 73. Water. Defined geography as empirical science rather than deductive. Was a professor at University of Frankfurt and Berlin and founded the Berlin Geographical Society. He rejected the idea of pure geography, range geography, and said that history and geography must always remain inseparable. Chiefly concerned with the studies of human geography, he identified each continent with a different race. He was an armchair geographer. Wrote a article meaning science of the earth. Asia and Africa covered but not Europe. German School of Thought 1. Friedrich Ratzel, 1844-1904. He worked at University of Munich and Leipzig. The application of Darwin's concept to human species called social Darwinism. Studied modes of life of Germans outside Germany. Published books on America. Anthropogeography talked about the effects of different physical features on the life of people. Coined the term anthropogeography, protagonist of determinism. Wrote Political Geography, where he compared state to an organism and persuaded Germany to expand. It was his policy of Lebensraum for living space that urged to expand organic theory of state. It earned him the title of founder of political geography. He also gave the stages through which human society passes. 2. Oskar Peskel, first professor at University of Leipzig after Ritter's death. Editor of Das Ausland and wrote Geschichte der Jahreskunde. Contributed very much to the development of geomorphology through a study of relief types. 3. Burton and von Richthofen, first to identify loess in China. His studies of China were published in 5 volumes. 4. Alfred Hettner, disciple of Ratzel and Richthofen. Revived the concept of geography as chronology. Published Geography, its history, character, and methods. Supported Possibilism. Geography as Landschaftskund, landscape science, became popular during his period. 5. Otto Schutter controversy. It was Schutter who applied the term Landschaftskund to describe the concept of geography. He objected to chronological definition of geography. 6. Albrecht Penzickite, first use of the term geomorphology. Penzickite's ideas inspired Köppen. Other German geographers were August, Webel, Sapper, Gustav Braun, Andrea, Karl Haushofer, and Walter Christ.